Hi, everybody. We're back to another episode of the Janelle Show, and I have a special guest for you guys today. I am here with Jennifer Vera. She started from nothing. She became a mom at 18, and she struggled for many years at a minimum wage job. She burned out. She developed a sleep disorder and depression. And then one day, she finally managed to pull over to the other side. A passion for entrepreneurship germinated, and she began sharing with others her journey and how this is how she became a business coach. So right now, she is helping other moms build an online business that they will sustain and love to crave. Guys, I think we can all relate to this story. Some of us are at one point of the story or the other. So I'm excited to speak to her. Jennifer, thank you so much for being here. How are you today?
Hi, thank you so much for having me on. I'm really excited about this. I am doing amazingly well. How about you?
I'm good. I'm good. It's a bright sunny day, so I am really good. Jennifer, I want to kind of go in the middle of your story and kind of talk about that pivot point, because a lot of people, I feel, because of COVID, because of just the way things are right now in society, they're at that pivot point. They're trying to figure out, I want to get rid of this depression, this sadness, this not sleeping, this eating disorder. I want to transition into the happy part of my life. What was it for you that transitioned you?
Yeah, so I like obviously, right, the bio is really shortened, right? But I struggled with burnout and depression for almost 2 years. So it really took me a long time. And what helped me out of it was actually like I had tried everything, right? I'd been to every doctor, I'd tried every medication, nothing helped. And what actually helped me was the very last thing that I was willing to try because I felt like I'd just done everything. And I tried hypnosis. And it
Mm.
was honestly like a miracle. Like from one second to the next, like the next day, I just felt reborn. So honestly, I think that every person I think is going to have that pivot moment, and something that's going to help them pivot. It's going to be very personal. It's going to be very different. But I think something that's really important to remember is that when you are in that dark space, when you are, in the midst of depression, burnout, eating disorder, whatever it may be, it's just really difficult, not to say impossible, to find your own way out of it because your mindset just isn't there. So I really encourage every single person who is in that place to like really look for help, because like we all need it. We need that outside help, whether it be from medication, from therapy, from hypnosis, like it was for me, from whatever that is, like to just reach out and get the help that we need.
No, that's definitely true. It's really hard. I think people have a hard time even asking for help, right? They feel less
Mm-hmm.
than. But before I get to that, I want to talk about this hypnosis a little bit because I think that topic is still very taboo
Mm-hmm.
for people to be hypnotized. So, did you go to see somebody? I know they have
Yeah.
YouTube videos and all that type of stuff. So, you went to see a hypnosis, and what was that experience like for you?
Yeah, so I went to see someone and it was honestly, I really didn't believe that it was going to help me, but I was just at that place where I had tried everything and it was like the last resort. And I was like, you know what? I'm at this point, I might as well try. But I honestly, I didn't really believe that it was going to help. And so, I don't know if you've ever done it or if, people listening have, but, so she sat me down in a chair. She first, we went over a few things, just said, like, what's your happy place, what you're afraid of, just so she doesn't trigger something that's not wanted
Right.
during the session. And then, she just led me through, closing my eyes, taking deep breaths and, going back to memories. And what's actually funny is that I kind of felt like I was faking the entire time, right? I didn't feel like I was being hypnotized. I didn't feel like it was actually doing anything. I kind of felt like I was not making up the memories, but like she would ask me, she would tell me like, there's this memory that's going to come up. And, so picture it. And I kind of felt like I was forcing the memory to come up, right? I was
Yeah.
deciding which memory was coming up and stuff. And so I honestly felt like it was just like a waste of time. And like, to my surprise, like it really, I can honestly say that it really saved my life. Like I was really at that point where I just couldn't take it anymore. And it really honestly saved my life.
Wow. Wow. So did you just have that one session, or did you have multiple sessions with her?
So that honestly, that like that one session, it was instantaneous, like not that same day, but like the next day I felt just completely different. And I did go back, I think it was like a couple of weeks later for like a, like a reinforcing session, I guess. But then that was it. I was done. And that was I want to say it was years ago. I can't remember exactly now when it was, but it was years ago. And I have been, you got ups and downs like everybody, but
Yeah.
I've been amazing like ever since. So
Wow. Wow. So interesting. There's so many modalities to how you can help yourself, right? I love that. For people, let's get back to the help part, right? For people who they need help, they don't know how to ask for help. What suggestions do you have for them? Because I do want to, give them some suggestions on that.
yeah, I think honestly, like I think we're really lucky to live in the time that we live in, where it's more accepted now, like the mental health, all of this is really coming up, and it's being more accepted. There are so many ways to get help, whether it's online, like you can get it anonymously online. There's you can look into it, like watch exactly like YouTube videos and see if it's something that you are going to feel comfortable with, or things like that. But I think obviously like the first step is recognizing that you do need the help, right? It's accepting that, like I said, like you just can't do it on your own, and that's okay, right? We have to get to the point where like we're gentle with ourselves, and accepting. And it's like, you know what, like I'm in this place and I just don't see the way out on my own, and I need that helping hand. And it in no way makes you less of a person or a human, or whatever else fear you might have, whether it's a fear that's conscious or subconscious. Like it in no way diminishes you in any way, right? But like it's so critical to recognize that we just can't do it all on our own, and it's just so fine to ask for help.
Yeah. Yeah. It really is. So now, you have transitioned, right? We've gone uphill and you are now in your happy place. So tell me, I want to know more about your business. What is it because this podcast is about living the life of your dreams, creating this dream life. And it sounds like you're there now, right?
Yeah.
Of course, everybody has ups and downs, but you're at the high point of your life and you're enjoying it. So tell me about your business, your life. Tell me everything that you have going on right now.
Yeah, so I'm just so fortunate right now in my life. So I started coaching moms, to start and grow their own businesses. I work mainly with coaches. And it's just been so amazing to watch all these moms create their own, this own life for themselves, right? Because when I burned out, I realized that obviously like what I had been chasing, the career, the promotion, all of that, it's really not what matters in life, right? It just isn't. We think it is because it's kind of what is pushed on us, but when you look at it, it's just not, right? You want more freedom, you want more time, you want more income, an income that you can be in charge of. And a lot of us want more meaning in our life, right? To do something meaningful. So it's funny that now that I'm working with moms, who are building their own business, that's like the four things that come up all the time for them too, right? They want the time, the income, the meaning, and the freedom. And I think, one thing that I just, want to sort of talk about is for women, I think a lot more than men, and then maybe moms more than women in general. Like there's this resistance towards admitting that we want to make a comfortable income, you know, that we want,
Mhm.
you know, because a lot of us kind of have this idea that like, oh, you know, like we have to become this jet setter with a Porsche and all the bling and all of that. And like I'm really not that person. And actually, I just yesterday booked my tickets to go to Costa Rica for a month, where I'm going to be
Ooh.
volunteering in a couple different animal rescue centers. And, you know, that's something that I would never have been able to do, for one, if I had a job
Yeah.
and at the income level that I was, right, taking a month off, and being able to like just get off and volunteer and you know, like support those kind of you know, I like business coming, but obviously like they're like nonprofit, right? But that's something that like you can't do when you're not at the income level, you know, that
Yeah.
you could be. So I think, you know, so many moms that I work with, they have that dream that they don't really want to admit to themselves, like they want to create something, you know. So but you need the income to get there.
Yeah, it's so true. So with that, what is one outrageous goal that you set for yourself that you've accomplished?
um you know, I think honestly, I don't know if this is outrageous enough, but I think that it is just like being, you know, like working for myself and like having, like I just feel so useful. You know, I love just seeing moms who, you know, like before we start working together, you know, some of them have started their business, you know, a couple of years ago, but they're only getting like sporadic clients, one here and one there, and it's just not enough to quit their 9 to 5. Some, you know, kind of they're afraid to take that leap, and just seeing them transform their lives and become like fully themselves, and this you know, fully you know, like come to that place where they are just like they have their business, they have their meaning, and all of this, it's just incredible. And I just like to think, you know, that that's my life. It's just like I never would have imagined this when I was, you know, in that place of like depression and burnout. And then, like I said, you know, like to be able to take a full month and just travel and be able to volunteer, it's just like, to me, that's mind-blowing.
I think that that's outrageous. Yeah, a lot of people would be like, no, that will never happen to me. So, yeah, of course, that's wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Absolutely beautiful. So, okay, you're at this point now. So, I want to get a little bit of advice from you for somebody who was at the point where they're like, okay, I'm right there. I can just taste it. I'm so close to being at that high point in my life. What bit of advice would you give them?
Take the leap, you know, just like, I think so many of us, like we feel it in our souls and our hearts that, you know, like I know what the next step is, I know what I have to do, but like there's that fear that's holding you back, right? It's, you're right at the cliff and you're like, if I step over, like what's going to happen? Take that leap. Take it. Like this, you know, we have this one very limited life. Like this is all that we're given, and we are so lucky to have been given it. And you know, like I think I honestly really truly believe that if I hadn't burned out, I would like still be in corporate, and I would be waking up
Mm.
miserable every day going to my job, just because that's what life is, right? That's how we're supposed to live our life. But like every single second is just being ticked away, you know? So like if you're on the brink, just be brave, just take that step, and just trust that everything's going to be okay. Like it really truly is. It's the most terrifying thing that you're going to do, but it's the best thing that you're going to do.
I love that. I was thinking this morning, for the past couple of weeks, I've lost my gym membership card. And I know it seems such like a small deal, but you have to stand there in line to get checked in. I usually could just swipe your card, and get checked in. So I've been looking for it. I couldn't find it anywhere. So what they did was they had me download the app and put my barcode in on my phone. So I don't need the card anymore. Well, this morning I found the card. So just Tuesday, 2 days ago, I just got the barcode on my phone. And then 2 days later, I find the card that I've been looking for weeks, but now I don't need the card anymore, right? So I've accelerated. My life has gotten better because I lost the card. It feels like, oh my God, it was so annoying, but I went through it and it got better, right? So that's a small little thing in my life.
Yeah.
And you can think of your life like that. What small little thing
Exactly.
is happening that's just so annoying? You're like, why is this happening to me?
Yeah.
And then on the other side, you're like, oh, that was why it was happening. That's why
Exactly.
I lost my card. So I could have the barcode on my phone. It would be so much more convenient. So you have to think of life that way.
Yeah, exactly. We need to, like, I really believe that, I think it's Tony Robbins who says this all the time, that life happens for you, not to you, right? And I truly believe that. Like, yes, sometimes life sucks and you get, like your head gets taken down, like shoved into the mud, and but like there's something there. There's a lesson that we really need to learn, and like we have to trust that on the other side of that, like it's just going to be so much more incredible than we would have ever thought possible.
Yeah, it's life is amazing. It really is. It really is. If you look back, I would love for people to take a second and look back to what they were going through 5 years ago. You'll see that your life has truly transformed, whether for the worst or the best. It doesn't matter. It's truly transformed, and it will transform 5 years from now. So always keep that in mind. Life is always circling and changing.
And it has to, right? If it's not changing, like it's dying, it has to.
Yeah. You don't want your life to be stagnant. You just don't want, it's so boring. So boring. Yeah, you definitely want that change in that cycle. I wanted to get from you a book, a must-read book. I love books. I love to get suggestions from my guests, for my audience, for myself. What book is your favorite, or you suggest people to read? What is your book?
So I love reading. I spend so much of my time reading. So I have so many books, but like I think my recently most favorite book that like completely changed so many things about the way I, mindset and everything, is The Audacity to Be Queen by Gina DeVee. Okay. And I just love how she really encourages everyone to just be who you are and be unapologetic about it, right? Like we're all here to take up space, to be ourselves. Like you yourself have never existed before, and you're never going to exist again ever after. Like be you and take up the space that you've been given.
I love that. I actually think I have that book here. I just have not read it before. And my friend sent me a collection of books, of her books, and I think I have that one.
Yeah, bump it up your reading list.
I will definitely.
It's really good.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. Thank you. I would love to know how we can support you, how we can get on your movement. What do you have going on right now? I know you're supporting moms. If people want to reach out to you, just all the details, all about you, Jenny.
Yeah, so there are a couple different ways, that you can get in touch. So I have profiles in all the social medias. I'm not super active. I'm trying to get better at it. So like you can find me on social medias. It's at Success Savvy Mom. You can email me. It's Jennifer@successsavvymom.com. And yeah, just reach out, DM, email me, whatever it is. I always love, even if you have questions or something, that you heard resonated with you, but like you're, like we were talking about, like you feel like that place where you need help, but you're unsure of, like what your next steps need to be, and you just kind of need support or encouragement, just reach out. Like we're all here in this life to support each other. So like, I'd love to hear from anybody. Just reach out.
Definitely. Are you supporting, is it a group program that we're doing, Jenny? Or
So right now I'm doing one-on-one.
Mhm.
I am working on getting a group program together, but somehow like I feel like the people who are reaching out to me right now, they really need that extra one-on-one support,
Mhm.
which is why I haven't really gotten to the group program yet. But it's in the works. It's just right now I'm really focusing on the one-on-one.
No, that's perfect. That's perfect. So if you feel like you need a container of support, you're a mom out there that is looking to accelerate their lives. They want to get better. You want to mentally get better. You want to start your business or accelerate your business, scale it up higher, then reach out to Jenny. She's offering you a container where she's going to hold space for you on a one-on-one basis. And you can talk to her to, work through those problems that you're having and figure out how to bring your life to the next level.
Yeah, and I also, if you're interested in maybe working with me, I obviously have, the free, discovery calls. It's no pressure. It's just we have a chat. I find out, more about your business, your goals, where you're at right now, and like what's keeping you back. And if I feel like I'm capable of helping you, we discuss what it would look like to work together. But there's like I've been on so many calls where I felt pressured into buying things that I really wasn't comfortable with, and I do not do that with anyone. So like feel free to reach out, book a call, and knowing that I will never ever ever put any pressure on you whatsoever.
Okay, so you guys heard it. If you guys just want to have a discussion with Jenny, no sales, just a light little conversation, then reach out to her, guys. I'll have all of her links down in the show notes below. If you're listening to this as a podcast, it's on YouTube, it's down in the description down below here. Jenny, thank you so much for being here with me today.
Thank you so much for having me on, Janelle. I really had such a great time.
No, this was fabulous. Thank you so much. You guys have been listening to the Janelle Show. We are here every Sunday. Have a great day.